Welcome back to the show. When we think of the sport of cycling, the prevailing image is of Lance Armstrong, who's amassed great wealth after winning back-to-back Tour de France races. But for most cyclists, funding is hard to come by just to make it as an amateur.
Now, a foundation has been established to help young cyclists thanks to a woman from Macungie, Pennsylvania named Nicole Reinhart. Dee Lynham has this week's CSN MVP.
Before she could walk, Nicole Reinhart was a cyclist, even though cycling is almost inherent to a kid growing up near the Lehigh Valley Velodrome. On the track, she became a national champion, but funding on the track was difficult, and road cyclists were actually making their sport their livelihood. When Nicole dabbled in road cycling, she found her sprinter speed could separate her from the field.
She started thinking, you know, I could make a living, you know, on the road.
In 1999, Nicole signed on with Saturn, one of the nation's most prestigious road cycling teams. She had realized her dream of riding professionally, but the 2000 Sydney Olympics was a dream unfulfilled.
In 1993, she was in Australia, in Perth, where the Olympics were going to be held, and she had set a goal back there to be in the Olympics, you know, this year. So it was one of her goals, you know, as a junior, she had set to go back.
But Nicole was passed over for the 2000 team and instead set her sights on the BMC Series, a series of 4 road races with a $250,000 prize going to the rider who could win all 4.
We kind of knew she could do it, but when she won the 3rd one, that's when we were like, wow, you know, this is, you know, we're definitely going to Massachusetts to see you.
And that 4th race was shaping up to be worth the drive.
Boston was an unbelievable race. I mean, you couldn't have scripted a more bizarre race, and that was the most exciting race we had ever been to.
After crashing once, Nicole regained her composure, and Saturn pulled her back to the front of the pack.
We heard the announcer say she was approaching the hill by herself, you know, and she was in the front. So we were really excited, you know, ringing the bells and everything.
On the descent from that hill, 1 mile from the finish line, disaster struck. Nicole hit a pothole. She was thrown from her bike and sent head first into a tree.
I saw her in the beginning of the race, and if I knew this was going to happen, I wish I could have, you know, said bye to her.
At 1:27 p.m. on September 17th, Nicole Reinhart was pronounced dead. She was 24 years old. In the midst of their grieving, the Reinhart family has begun the Nicole Reinhart Foundation. They have chosen to support rather than blame the sport of cycling.
Because Nicole loves the sport, and I know that she would have been really angry if people would have said, I'm not going to ride anymore, I want to give up.
Juniors don't have the support, and hopefully we can develop something where if it's maybe helping teams or individuals to start in the sport.
People don't have to go through what Nicole went through. I mean, it was very negative sometimes, and there were some struggles. That made Nicole strong, but at the same time, some of it was unnecessary. And if we can educate or change the federation into how we do things, that's our goal and purpose right now that's going to drive us.
For Nicole's brother Mike, the loss is not that of a cyclist at all. He simply misses his sister.
I just enjoyed more the friendship side of everything and just having someone to talk to and get advice from.
While the Reinharts aren't making this a cycling-specific fund, they do have the continued interest of their other son to consider. Timothy is a member of the under-23 cycling program that the Nicole Reinhart Foundation will benefit. In him, Timothy says, Nicole's Olympic dream lives on.
I know that I'm going to make it someday, so when I get there, she'll get to go with me. So.
If you'd like to send in your donations, please do so at the Nicole L. Reinhart Memorial Fund Incorporated, 19 West Chestnut Street, Macungie, PA 18062. If you're not able to write the address down at this time, then log on to our website at www.comcastsportsnet.com for more info. Also on